Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's your boys at the 1973 podcast. And we got the crew here. We missing one, missing two. You gain one, you lose one. Somebody can't puts in PTO, somebody puts in a vacation week. It's the summertime, so we'll work with it. But we always got some kind of content or something to talk about, some kind of pop culture for your knowledge. So let's start off with one watch. Everybody knows the rules. Ed, get us
Yes,
going.
you rang. Hey
Yes.
there, podcast fans. Are you ready to show off your love for the 1973 podcast? We've got over 20 different designs of t-shirts and hoodies that capture the essence of classic stuff. Whether you're a fan of the show or just love that retro feel, we've got something for everyone. From bold prints to subtle notes to your favorite personalities, each piece is made with top-notch quality and in that timeless classic you crave. Perfect for lounging at home or making a statement out and about. And don't wait, our collection is flying off the shelves faster than you could say. Don't be cheap, buy a shirt. Do us now at bonfire.com. Grab your favorite before they're gone. And check us out at the 1973 Podcast t-shirt store on the YouTube link below.
You can
So,
get a great hat like Ed has, or maybe even a greater hat like the Professor. So, Professor, it's your pick. Tell everybody what the movie was for this week's homework.
I had to look twice. I didn't remember what hat I had on. Uh, all right. This week I picked 2006 movie. I think it kind of blends in pretty well to how life is going right now, how the world is right now, and how everything is dumbed down. The movie was directed by and created by Mike Judge from Beavis and Butthead, King of the Hill. I didn't realize he did Office Space until I was looked it up a little bit. That's another great movie. And I looked just through with those three things. He has a knack for making movies that has a bunch of rednecks and a bunch of blue collar losers that goes off of that. I don't know if he kind of got away from that when he did Spy Kids, but overall, the movie, it's about Luke Wilson, Maya Rudolph's characters are picked to take part in a military experiment to be put in hibernation for a year, and the military forgets about them. The base gets shut down, so everybody forgets about them, and then they wake up. I don't know what it was. I can't remember how many years it was, but they wake up and evolution has the de-evolution has hit, and Luke Wilson's character is the smartest guy in the world after that. So it just goes from there. I won't get too much more into the plot, but I just thought it it's never going to win any award for best movie. I thought it was entertaining for what it was, and I just picked it just because of the way the world was and going, and I just think it just struck me with there's certain similarities between the movie and real life. I'll leave you guys to talk about the rest of the movie. I gave it a 6-7.
Okay, Tom, before we do the round table, do you want to announce the scores from the other non-participants this week?
Yes, Brad gave it a 6.8, and Scotty dialed in from Toronto with a 6.2.
Okay. Shaggy, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with Tom. Like, definitely similar to what's going on here. I think it's funny, like watching Luke Wilson became what, Secretary of whatever the hell they call it, Interior, wherever the hell that was. Like, oh, I feel like he's like the RFK Jr. Like, hey, maybe we should just add water. Like simple thing. Like, hey, RFK, maybe we should eat real food instead of processed food. Like, try that. See if that. So it was pretty funny the similarities of things going on. I felt like the movie got better. At the beginning, I'm watching it, I'm like, this is fucking horrible. I can't watch this. Like, I went to the bathroom. I didn't even stop it. I just let it keep playing. Like, I think the trip to the bathroom was more entertaining for a while, but definitely got better. Yeah. Speaking of Office Space, one of the guys in there, one of the guys who was in his cabinet there, one of the guys, yeah, he was from
Yes,
Office Space. One of the mullet guys. I don't know which one.
and
But
the stapler guy was in it too.
Yeah, Milton, he played the judge.
oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. That's right. Oh my God, I didn't pick up on that one. Yeah, I mean, it was okay. It was, yeah, something to watch for a little while. I mean, nothing great. I'd give it like I was gonna do the same thing Scotty did. I'd say a 6.2 also.
I'll hop in on this one. So I had never seen this movie, so I like movies I haven't seen before. I kind of fell through the cracks. Uh, you figure it came out in '06, Tom, you said?
Yes,
So you figured it as a 20-year gap in between the release and how things are now. That I guess you can watch it with almost like we did with kids with a modern day eye and kind of draw the similarities with it. Not everything kind of pertains, but it's in the eye of the person watching, of course, to see what resonates with what you deal with day to day. But I liked the positive of the movie. Right. I liked that I had never seen it. It gave me a chance to watch it. Like Tom said, not a Academy Award winner or something that's going to be in your movie rotation long term. Not an Animal House, not a Caddyshack, not a Slapshot, not a Fast Times at Ridgemont High, but this is something that it does make you does fit with the podcast for what we kind of shoot for. So very interesting. I didn't know it was Mike Judge movie. Not one of his better ones, but still worth a watch. So my one watch score for this week is a 6.3. Phantom, take it away.
I think we're all on the same page with this one. I thought I can remember it being funnier than what I thought it was now. So as for you, usually we throw the old did it hold up? Not so much other than how eerie it is to how we nailed it to how people are now. So that part of it is cool. Is it enough to like bump up the score? Probably not. Probably like super mid. Not brutal, watchable, but I'm right with you guys. I had the straight 6, so I don't know if I'm gonna be low man here, but it was like just middle of the road. And it was I only almost fell asleep twice. So
it had a flair of like an 80s movie rental. It had kind of like that kind of spin to it. Like
that's a blockbuster special.
Yeah, you've watched everything in the store and you're trolling for something and you're like, oh, let me watch this. And surprising with the 20-year gap in the decline of the Western civilization, but it is worth a watch for your 90 minutes. Just
my movie that I always like to see how civilization's going down the tubes. Believe it or not, is Wall-E.
Oh yeah, I agree. That's when my son was small, that was his movie. So big fan of the Wall-E. Speaking of Wallies, Ed.
Yeah, well, it must be one of those things that's a really good movie because he's born on the same day as I am, so it must be a thing, right?
You know.
All right, so Idiocracy. I thought it was good. I mean, entertaining. Was it, does it kind of have like that dry humor to it? Yes. Do I feel like that some of the stuff that's in there is kind of like sending a message? It was, 20 years ago, it's sending a message about, having barcodes embedded into your skin so you can scan like scannable type stuff. The buzzword and one of my favorite buzzwords were, it's got electrolytes in it. Well, it's just like everything has protein in it right now.
Right.
Everything's got protein, yeah, And so, I mean, and you kind of saw like the, kind of if you want to pull in the whole song with, Harvey Danger, flagpole sitter, only the stupid people are breeding. Well, that showed it right in the movie type thing. So, I mean, overall, I thought it was entertaining. I'm going to have to give it the old, Brad Marchand of the 6.3.
All right.
So,
but before we get your one watch homework, Ed, Thomas, do you have a tally for Idiocracy?
Please hold. 6.35.
All right, so we'll go 6.4. We'll go 6.4 right in the wheelhouse.
IMDb got 6.5, so we're right on it.
Yeah.
Branco. No.
Thank you for picking up the slack for Bradford there, Shaggy. Very good work. Very good.
In my role.
Nice. So
I saw a thing about this movie, Andy, that it said that when the brass actually watched it before they like set up like the promos and all that, when they started getting into like the corporate stuff that they had got into in the movie, that they squashed they didn't push it at all. No trailers, no stars going on late night. There was like nothing went out. It was almost like they just ate the $30 million because they didn't want to go against some of the ones that they talked about, I guess, were some of their sponsors, and they'd rather not lose the sponsors instead of pushing the movie.
Hey, maybe we'll get into a small tinfoil hat right here and saying maybe it's a psyop movie where they're trying to tell you something in without saying it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All Hollywood is psyop.
I would have to agree with that. I would have, if we get to the tinfoil hat segment this week, I'll just made me think of something. I got something. So when we get there, thank you for ringing my bell. All that CTE and all that all that slurred speech, I got it. No,
I thought all the bells were gone.
yeah. Ed, one watch homework is.
I can't. Since I figured that we kind of switched gears here a little bit. So I'm gonna go with The Dirt.
Okay, Motley Crue, The Dirt.
For a quick second, I thought Joe Dirt.
Nope.
Also a good movie.
Yeah.
All right, so one watch homework for next week is Motley Crue's The Dirt. So speaking of The Dirt, let's get into some wrestling. Before we talk about Saturday night's main event, let's talk about the first episode or the first couple episodes, because it's a 3-hour, 3-part Jeff Jarrett and TNA. Thomas, do you want to start us off?
Well, in all honesty, I've only seen the first episode,
Okay,
but
let's do
I can
that.
say that from the first episode, the first hour of it, I've never been a Hogan fan, but I will say it's easy to blame a guy that can't defend himself now.
It seems
like they were all everybody was throwing him under the bus. But I thought the person I thought was pretty honest in this was Awesome Kong. It's funny seeing her talk because she never really spoke her character and everything, but I did enjoy seeing her on it. Somebody different.
I that's my one biggest problem with Darkseid. I've said it every season that we've reviewed. They always do it too late after the person has passed, and it seems like a lot of the talking heads can't. You're throwing stones at somebody that can't really defend it. So I don't know if that's the way they get around things. I don't know if it's a smart move on their part, if that seems to be what they do. But it's just it seems like it's more like a Jeff Jarrett documentary than a Dark Side of the Ring. The first, I looked at the clock, like the first 9 minutes of it, 10 minutes, is they give you all that Jeff Jarrett content in the beginning, and then it's like boom, right into TNA. So I know it's Jeff Jarrett and TNA, but they skimmed over a lot of stuff, like the estrangement with his father in the beginning, which led to stuff later on. I know you've just seen the first episode, Tom, so we'll stick within the lines. I do agree that Awesome Kong was really good in this first episode, and the Jim Cornette, Vince Russo story of the yin and the yang of polarizing personalities of their theories on pro wrestling is always a great dynamic for me between the two. Phantom, what'd you think?
I thought it was pretty good. Lot of similarities between how TNA was going along with WCW. It was going good. Next thing you know, the old WWF guys, or now the WCW guys, are coming into TNA. I thought they did a decent job of telling like the Jeff Jarrett story about how when Vince bought WCW and he had left WWE to go, and as soon as he came in, it was like he already knew when he bought it he was going to be one of the ones that was gone, and now there was only one circus in town, and he didn't really have a place to work. So he, his family history as far as his father being a promoter, so the two of them kind of get together, get TNA going, but they don't have the money. So it just goes to show. And even the same thing kind of happened to Vince. What's happened to him? Now, Vince definitely in a better position than Jeff Jarrett ever was. But as soon as Vince decided that he was going to put WWE as a publicly traded company to to become that billionaire. Now he's on the outs. Jeff Jarrett, great idea. Awesome promotion, especially when it first started. A little thought outside the box, put his regular show on pay-per-view on the cheap. Had a lot of decent stars come up through there. Ron Killens for one. I thought it was I thought it was pretty good that he lost control of it when he didn't have the money to. As soon as somebody puts their money, whether it's TKO or what, as soon as somebody's putting that kind of money into your product, is it really your product anymore? Because now you're at the mercy of what they're looking for, and it kind of went down the tubes from there. Now, what was going on in the background with the Karen Angle stuff, and that's I mean, I think they like to use that as like a crutch for what was kind of going on. But I could see where maybe some of the guys might lose respect for him, even if he wasn't doing anything sneaky, just because it was like, whatever, a friend or whatever you want to call it. But overall, I thought it was good. I did watch all 3 episodes, and I thought it held up pretty good.
So a couple things. I don't know if Ed got a chance to watch any of it.
I only watched the first one, but I thought
Okay. Ed, what'd you think?
I mean, I thought that I never was a huge big Jeff Jarrett fan, just because I always thought that he was always just he was just, I don't know, he just
Nepo baby.
What's that?
Nepo baby.
Yeah, but I also just thought that it was just always just so over the top. It just didn't kind of stick with that kind of, I don't know. It didn't stick with that old school kind of wrestling. It was just so Vince McMahon from the start. Like everything was always over the top. I thought it was good. I didn't know that about Jeff Jarrett's wife, about how that she had battle cancer twice. You definitely know that that the guys really liked his wife a lot, because Big Papa Pump. I mean, he got up in the middle of the interview and he like walked out. So yeah, he just walked out because it was choking him up so bad. And then like the whole defense on the Hogan thing. Let's cut the shenanigans here. Hogan trashed Macho Man on that WWE one. Hogan was always backstabbing people and stuff like that whenever he on these things. So for people to kind of say something back against him, I don't really have a problem with that. And to Ryan's point, yeah, you're right. I mean, as soon as you have the big money, they control what you say. It's you pay with what you pay with your you vote with your dollar. But I think that this kind of circles back to that point where I think that all these wrestling, promotions, they've gotten too big and they've become they're too big and they can't sustain it. Because really wrestling is really kind of more for the middle class or lower middle class. And all of a sudden you start paying these wrestlers, $500,000, real tough. And those ticket prices go way up. And now you have to have corporate sponsors and all that other stuff. So, but I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. I watched it probably about 2 hours ago, so it was pretty good. So,
I thought the Karen Angle stuff was pretty good, to hear her side of it. How they did do a good job with the kayfabe of, especially how it's hard to keep secrets in wrestling. How people thought it was actually playing out like in real life, where it really wasn't. It just, they were at a point in 06 where they had those up and coming Ring of Honor guys that were there. Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Chris Daniels, like Ryan has said, they had R-Truth there. They had other guys. They had whether you like them or not, they had the Young Bucks for a little while. They had the Briscoes. They had all these younger guys, and it seems like the talent, especially like AJ Styles, how they always kept him in the mix, but he wasn't really the star maybe he should have been. TNA was always like an indie still. It never had that WCW kind of on network TV, a good time slot. That AEW was like way ahead of wherever they were as far as eyes on the product. I just thought that this is another example of, a lot of times, just because somebody is very well versed at a certain thing doesn't mean that they're good at the business side of it. and it seems like there's a lot of grifters in wrestling that it for as much as they want to modernize wrestling, there's a lot of Connie still in it where who was calling Bubba the Love Sponge under a secret voice and giving him these blurps and these inside. Was it Russo? He had Dixie's ear and he had gotten fired and then he came back, and in order for him to come back, they had to fire Dutch, and they had to fire Jim Cornette, and they had to fire like three or four other people. Scott Demore, I think, was another one. So, and then Dixie being an on-air personality, trying to be like the Vince McMahon character, but as a female, and just a lot of things to that way into why these promotions fail. And credit to them, still on TV on Thursday nights. Brad recently went to a show. I wish he was here to talk about it, but still chugging along with, they got the Hardys and, these guys that are tweeners in between, AEW and WWE. So, I mean, I don't know what you guys want to do for next week for Dark Side. If you just want to catch up and watch the Samoa Joe episode that's on this week, and we can be right up to speed. If you want to do that, we can do that. So, all in all, good episode, 3 hours total. Definitely worth a watch if you get a chance. There's a lot of good talking heads as usual in this episode. So, Tom, you want to talk Saturday night's main event real quick?
Well, I thought there was a couple of things that just, from what I saw, drove me crazy. And I know that to get the rub with the Knicks winning the championship, but I thought it was that last segment made Seth Rollins look so bad with Brunson, and he's backing off from Brunson. I mean, come on, dude, do something. I mean, that makes him look so bad going forward, fighting. I mean, that had no use. And another thing that kind of made me think, why was she there, was Stephanie McMahon doing the interview with Obafemi. I thought it was so boring. It was like useless. I don't know why they didn't. If somebody didn't show up, so they just threw her out there to do the interview. But she just, I don't know. She looked lost. They looked like they had her as like Stephanie McMahon and the person, and not the character that she played the whole time she was with WWE. And then another thing that kind of like irked me was, like, why bring Paige back if you're not doing anything with her? I mean, it was kind of, I know she wasn't supposed to have the belt, but in the first place, but it just seems like she's there just for PR and to make appearances and stuff. I mean, I like Fatal Influence from what I've seen, but I mean, I'd rather have them with the belts because I've never been a Bella fan anyway. But
Phantom?
Yeah, it's every time Saturday night's main event comes on, I can't help but to think how big of a deal those old Saturday night main events used to be. They were almost better than like a pay-per-view. It was, I don't know if it was because like they wanted to push all their coins in for on regular NBC TV, and for the people that didn't buy pay-per-views, that was like your cookie. But it's just filler. It's almost like, all right, we got a Saturday night main event. Let's all right, our top four guys right now, let's put them in a four-way. We're pushing for SummerSlam for Cody versus Punk, so something's gonna end up happening like between the two of them, and I don't know, it just doesn't hold up. I mean, the card, I didn't really care for it. The matches were actually pretty decent, so it wasn't like it was terrible. But it's just a throw together. It could be so much better.
So I got to ask you, one of my big modern day wrestling pet peeves is, so WrestleMania 1, they were worried about Mr. T really flying off the handle and doing something dumb in that main event of WrestleMania 1, that they had to have like Pat Patterson be the referee. They had to have Snooker at ringside. They had to have Bob Orton at ringside. They had to have guys involved that weren't necessarily involved unless they had to be involved because Mr. T. They didn't know was he going to get like, and they kayfabed him the whole time. They never smartened him up. So that's why in the second WrestleMania, him and Piper were almost really boxing in that match. So where I'm going with this is, why do they make the guys that are supposed to be tough look like they're not? by guys that aren't tough. You know what? Do you get my point? Why do they bring in celebrities to make their own talent look worse? Just for that one pop or that hoping to get a viral moment? Is that what it is?
I think they go the wrong way with it too. So it's like they bring in the Knicks guys to get a pop off of your stars, rather than having your heels beat them up and have the crowd pop the opposite direction because you're beating up their superstars.
So the thing is I always try to say, if you are kayfabing this, if a celebrity, I don't know any of the Knicks players, so if one of those Knicks players showed up in the UFC and wanted to fight one of the UFC guys, they would let one of the UFC guys take a beating from them.
Right.
So that's basically my point. Why is it okay in one aspect and you play stupid with the other one when you shouldn't play stupid? You should gauge it to get something going. But do you want to add anything else to that, Ryan?
No. Like I said, I thought it was goofy just that every guy that was coming out had Nick's costume on. I mean, whatever. I know you're in Madison Square Garden, whatever. Like, nobody comes out with a Spurs shit. Like, come on.
Another thing that aggravates me is what they don't. I don't know what they don't trust Gunther or what, but they don't give. They should be pushing this guy for the way he is, and they're throwing him out there now with who is it, Nick Aldis? I mean, that to me. Why don't they want to push him to that upper? Is it because he's not good on the mic? I don't know what it is. They like the guys that talk. But
a lot of guys back in the day weren't good on the mic. That's what they had managers for.
Yeah, that's right. That's you got to get the Heat manager over with little
my bad,
technical difficulty there from the Phantom.
What's going on over here?
Good point there, Edwin.
Thank you.
Give him Paul Heyman.
Well, you know what it is too. They're brutal at noticing when something's hot. Whether it was Uso, they finally put the belt on him. It was way after the fact. Sami Zayn, coming off that bloodline thing, like this is already like 2 years ago now, whatever. But when he first left the bloodline, guy was red hot. Don't do nothing with him. Now this time later, let's put the belt on him where nobody gives a shit about him. Same thing with Gunther. You went through that whole thing with Cena, and he was the guy that you picked to be like, Cena's going to lose to him in the last match. And then the guy will probably win the belt like 2 years from now. It's like, strike while the iron's hot, man.
Yep.
Tom, you want to add anything?
I just want to ask your opinions on who do you guys think is going to be the elders that what's his name? Who is it? Tama. The two guys that were with Solo Sikoa, they say the elders they're talking to. Who do you think they're going to be bringing up? I've heard rumors on who that eventually it's supposed to. Now I don't know if it's true, and I won't say who that they're saying, but eventually they're saying there's going to eventually be a war games between the two bloodline factions, and that there's going to be two elders, one on each side, leading each thing. I don't know if it's true or not, but
is it
I would think it would be either probably Haku or freaking Rikishi's like probably a no-brainer to having Rikishi come out.
That was one of them that I heard was a possibility. I don't with them you never know because
I know who it's not, Tom. It's not Siviafi.
No, that's true.
R.I.P. Siviafi. Poor man's Jimmy Snuka.
Oh, speaking of wrestling, before we bounce off, is Tom Brady going to end up fighting?
Oh my God, I hope not. That was so fake.
By Logan Paul at WrestleMania or something, because it's already like the third time that they've already had this like phony interaction with each other.
Isn't that what their the Paul brothers are made for? Phony interactions.
I guess so. Well, I like with the Tom Brady part of it. Though I'll give Tom Brady credit. Like you ever see the people that they always have them on like different whether it's Instagram or TikTok, when people punch that punching bag and it like measures like your pound of pressure of how hard you can punch. You see Tom Brady punch that thing?
Yeah.
Pretty I was impressed. I mean, the guy can chuck a football, so I guess he's got like a decent like motion, but he punched the shit out of that thing.
Well, it was all one big they had the Fanatics Fest in New
Yeah,
York.
yeah.
So it was all tied in with all that stuff all weekend. So that's why the Knicks guys were there and all that other happy horse shit. So speaking of happy horse shit, Tom,
Yo,
ready for some shitty picks or what?
sure. All right. This week's episode of Tom Shitty Picks is brought to you by Elite Hockey. At Elite Hockey, it's all about the game. Whether you're a seasoned pro, a weekend warrior, or lacing up for the very first time, they've got you covered. From top-tier gear and custom equipment to apparel, live event experiences, and full team support, Elite Hockey is built by hockey players for hockey players. It's not just a brand, it's a community, a place where players of every level can stay sharp, play hard, and live hockey. So if you want to elevate your game, support a company that supports the hockey world, and join a movement that's growing fast, check out elitehockey.com today and tell them the crew from the 1973 podcast sent you.
All right, Thomas, you and Ed want to take over this segment?
First, I want to just ask, I won't say ask, I'm just going to state something and see what you guys think. The Bruins just hired 2 guys to join the executives up front. One of them is like one of the up-and-coming superstar, like up-and-coming new guys, Evan Gold, I think his name is, and the other is Kevin Adams.
And one more that wants to come on the show, but we've been almost going back and forth for a year now. Dennis Bonvie.
Oh, well, he did play with the Bees for a very short time, right?
They did make him to an executive scout or something high up in the office. So stay tuned for that.
The president of the Fire Don Sweeney thing. So hopefully this is going to be like the start to maybe push him out and have Kevin Adams or they may lose one of them because I think Detroit is already asked to talk to both of the guys for their GM role. But I'd rather see them keep Gold and I'd let Kevin Adams go if they're going to let one of them go to Detroit. I would hopefully it's Kevin Adams. I'd like to get some new blood into the organization.
But you got to think, Tom. It's I think a lot of this, and we talked about it in past episodes. You can't be having the ex-pros running your billion-dollar company. Ask Pat Verbeek how that's working out for him. Big guy could have had a $14 million guy, and he has to pay $18 million for him because he's a fucking dummy. You need a nerd. You need a number cruncher. I mean, if you want, you can have the. It's a higher job, but you can have the hockey guy be the president. As crazy as that sound, the other guy's working the contracts. You can have somebody that's a hockey guy overseeing the whole thing, and he knows what good hockey is supposed to look like and what kind of culture you want for your team and all that. But as far as the person that has that job, give me a nerd. That's where it's at. It's where it's going. There's too much money involved, and with a cap. If it's a non-cap thing, you overpay somebody who cares. You make a bad deal with the cap, especially the hard cap like the NHL has. It's a little loose right now because they just put it up in the air and now everybody thinks they got $1 zillion extra, but they'll blow through that fast. You gotta. It's either the ex-agent, accountant, some
lawyer,
kind
something.
of non-hockey person that is just good with contracts and numbers. That's what that's all about.
Well, it's almost like you can do your taxes at home through TurboTax, or do you want to do it through somebody that's legit to fine you maybe a couple extra bucks here and there? That's the perfect example of GM versus somebody that's just whether they got the job through nepotism, the ex-player, they want to keep them in the system. They took less money at the end of their career so they could have a spot when they retire.
When McDonald's is looking for a new GM, they don't go into the freaking McDonald's and say who's the best burger flipper we got going and put him in charge of the operation.
Right.
That's true.
Right.
It's private equity's killing sports. They're taking over all the ownership. It's like with the Celtics now. That's the main reason they've got rid of Jaylen Brown, because the guy that just bought the share, or he was only the mouthpiece of it, but he's the head of the private equity group, and it's all about the money. They don't care about winning.
And count that as a basketball reference.
You can put whatever facade on top of anything that you like, whether anything in entertainment. Behind the scenes, it's a business, and it needs to be run like a business. And you can whatever, put a frame around it, whatever you want to have people be entertained. But behind the scenes, there's a lot of money changing hands, and you need somebody that knows what the hell they're doing running the show.
Can that relate to the podcast there, Phantom?
Sure can.
Yeah. I mean, we're counting up all those pennies now. Come on now.
That jar's not even full yet, Ed.
You got a collection of guys over here that thought being funny in high school was better than getting good grades.
Oh, we got a jar full of fly. That is true.
Tom, what else you got?
Ed, you got anything?
Man, I've been I don't have much of anything, but did anybody see Belichick's interview with Colin Cowherd the other day?
No.
No.
Oh, he was Mr. Personality during the interview.
Wow.
I mean, and he was very complimentary of Gronk and very complimentary of Tom Brady and everything like that. So, he was dressed in his North Carolina blue, from so that's the only thing I really got, man. It's
that North Carolina buyout blue.
Yeah.
He's trying to mend all the fences to get back in the NFL.
Well, yeah. I mean, Sean Payton was going to take a step back and
yeah, that would have been interesting. That would have been interesting.
To let him get the wins and then he could retire. So that would have been interesting to see that happen.
Yeah.
I know, I know none of us watch basketball, but over this last month, where are you guys at with the soccer? You guys watch any of the soccer? Zero?
I did.
Very little.
I did. I watched some.
I actually watched a lot. And I mean, there's not really no competition on of what's been on. And you can say what you want about the dive in and all that. But it just kind of reminds me of not so much the hockey playoffs, because obviously it's a different game. But the passion of the people, and with the game meaning so much, you lose and you go home. Just something about sports when it comes down to you lose, you're out.
Yep.
Even if you're not a super fan, still not a bad watch.
No, it wasn't bad. But like you said about the dive, that's the only thing that kills me. The diving. It's like you're watching these guys dive.
It's kind of funny though, because the more I was watching it, it's like the nuance of it. It's like everybody knows.
Well, exactly.
And it just leaves it in the hands of the referee to be like,
right.
I know everybody's diving on every play, so I actually have to pick when somebody actually legit got tripped.
I hear when the announcers go well, that's how the game's played. I'm like, well, fucking fix it then, because I can't watch this.
It's so different when it's just the reaction of the people too. It's they all know, but then when they're watching it, it's like they all know that the guy died, but they're all just waiting for the hand to go up in the air, the card, and be like, oh, we got him. It's like what
the one that killed me we were watching was the Argentina-Egypt. When there's a foul down one end of the field, Egypt goes down, score a goal. They go, oh, wait, we go back all the way down to the other end of the field. Oh, well, that's where the ball's. I'm like, how do you call that from the other end, literally the opposite end of the field?
But that's just
crazy.
That's wild, too. Is
it's just like the NFL where somebody rips off an 80-yard run, and there's a flag for holding. There's holding on every play. So
well, at least it was involved in a play, not the other end of it. It's
just being a hockey guy and watching it. And it's the techno, they got the ball has sensors.
Yes. Yeah.
It's so everything I'm watching, I'm always comparing it to hockey. If somebody's offsides, it's literally they show you a video game screen with a red line. And if any part of the guy's body is over that line, it's it was offsides. And it's why can't you do that with hockey? Why are we watching a videotape in slow motion and going, I think his foot's touching. I don't know if the puck's over the line. It's the thing went by a guy. It hit him it didn't even hit him in the head. It just went by his head. It must have hit his hair. And then on the thing that they showed on TV, it showed a thing that you could tell that the ball touched something. What do you know? 2026.
That is pretty cool. The ball, the center though, where as soon as they touch the ball, they can film right there. Like, oh, let's see if he's offside. This is when the ball was contact. Let's see if he's on. I mean, that's pretty impressive. I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah, no, I was getting a rise out of that, but I was just kind of curious if that's almost like the people that would say, "Oh, do you watch hockey?" It's like, I only watch during the playoffs.
It's all the atmosphere.
If I watch soccer, it's like, yeah, I watch it every 4 years when the World Cup.
Yeah, it's all about the atmosphere. One of my friends growing up, I've known him for 30-something years, and he never watched soccer. And he was in the military, stationed in Europe, and he became a huge fan. And that's what he said. He said 3/4 of it is just the atmosphere in the crowd. Even going to the stadiums, he says it's just crazy. And I mean, you can even see it here in Massachusetts. All you saw in the news is them talking about the Tartan Army taking over Massachusetts, they were pretty cool. They actually, believe it or not, there was a couple that stayed at a B&B in Onset, and I ran into them and talked to them for a few minutes in a restaurant, and they were really, really cool people.
Well, the thing that, we've talked about it before in the tin hat stuff. Watch the news. They love to tell you how everybody hates each other and the world's divided and all this. And you get all these people coming from all over the world. And when they all get together, it's a freaking big giant party. I mean, it's not like the Spurs and the Knicks, but you're getting people coming from outside the country, and it's like their team loses and wearing each other's hats and they're having a laugh just because they went on vacation somewhere to watch their favorite sport. And you didn't expect your team to win the whole thing, and they got knocked out while you were there. It just goes to show maybe not everybody doesn't hate each other as much as they like to portray.
It's a big deal when they have the Muppets doing the Norwegian roll chant.
I was watching that finals game today, and I was like, I know Andy's not watching this, but he would have popped hard for the halftime show.
My wife did.
It wasn't Bad Bunny, man. It was the Muppets.
Yes.
All fucking time. Know your audience, for Christ's sakes.
Not to change subjects, but Ryan, you weren't here last week. What do you and there was more to it this week, but what do you think of with Connor Bedard with the injury, and now they just signed him to the big deal?
Yeah, I mean, obviously glad that they signed him. I actually thought after the Carlson thing came through, I was like, oh, great. Now this guy way oversigned for way more than what he's supposed to get. Now I'm saying, like, now what? Now we're gonna have to pay him like $20 million, because I was kind of hoping to get him at like 13. They end up having to pay him 15, which I guess when you compare it to the 18, he's had like way better numbers than Carlson, even in his way worse situation. So I mean, I guess I'll take paying that out. I kind of was a little disappointed that you got your franchise guy and you only got him for 5 years, not the full 8 of signing your own player, but. That's I'm sure that's him holding out for that cap's going up even more in the next couple of years, and I'll re-up and I'll see you in 5 so I can get my $25 million. But, no, it's a need. I mean, obviously you can't lose them. So if the Blackhawks happen to fall into the situation that the Ducks were at, if somebody would have offered him 20, they would have had to pay him 20. Like these, their only star players, so there was no way you could lose them. Ducks, on the other hand, I mean. Do they want to lose to Carlson? Hell no. Could they have lost to Carlson? I think they could have kind of got away with it a little bit. I mean, you're not gonna find a Carlson in those 4 picks. And I mean, not to go too long-winded with it because you guys already talked about it last week, but I kind of thought that he was going to let him walk. To be honest, bad day for AC. Could have had a nice star on his hand there. The best part about the whole thing is I've been reading stuff that Cutter's already saying, I'm not taking $1 less than he is. So they're fucked.
And he seems like the type of person that would say that too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Any truth to the rumor that Elliot Friedman said that McDavid likes some orange in Philadelphia?
Oh, I didn't see that.
That's not happening.
I didn't see that. He's already wearing orange, Andy.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said Philly. Not Ed
I thought you were going to say about now this is going to be my Giroux moment. P. Kane coming home.
That's what I hear.
Beating the drum for it. It's between supposedly it's never a done deal, even when they say it's a done deal. It's either Blackhawks or Sabres. So it's go to the hometown team or to the team that you came up with. So if I'm picking, I think I'm picking Sabres. But hey, you never know. If you're gonna go out, you might as well go out where you won and where everybody is gonna kiss your ass, because either way you ain't winning the cup. So Pick the Blackhawks.
Tom, care to add? Ed, care to add?
I got one thing I want to ask the panel. Are we back on the Red Sox bandwagon? 13-game winning streak. I'm not, but just
I'm not there yet.
Here's the thing.
I'm waiting for that post All-Star slide. I mean, I'm sure there's one coming.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm that kind of asshole. I hate Breslow so much
I do too.
that I don't want. It's like I almost want to lose because
Get rid
I
of
don't want
him?
him to be. I don't want him to be right.
Yep.
I don't want him to go cheap and then actually win by going cheap.
Right.
Because, then what does that accomplish? Yeah, that's if they actually get into the playoffs, they're not winning the World Series.
No.
So is it just one of those things? Oh, we got in.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
We made it.
I don't. All I know is that Trevor Story, Marcelo Myers, even Roman Anthony, keep those guys away from the team because as soon as they all disappeared,
Yeah.
the team went on a heater. So
Different culture.
They have a decent pitching staff, that's for sure. With
they do.
Young guys. I got to give. I hate Breslow, but I got to give him credit with some of these younger guys that they've developed. Toll, Early, Bennett, who I'd never even heard of. I mean, the other guys I'd actually heard of, but Bennett I had never even heard of. And hopefully Crochet can come back all right. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what Breslow does because at the deadline, are they going to sell? I mean, they've got Sonny Gray, who's getting up there in age, but he's having a phenomenal year. Do you trade him, try to get something for him? Do you keep him to see what you can do during the up until see what you can do the rest of the year? You still got like 12 fucking outfielders that you have for 3 positions, so they got to clear up that still.
they're talking about trading for Wood.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I got a question for some of the panel. What did everybody think about the Conor McGregor thing?
Oh.
I don't want to say good enough, but dude should be in jail. Let's just say that right now for what happened in I don't even know if it was in Europe, but he should be in jail.
Do you think it was just a pure money grab by the UFC? Just
Absolutely.
to wheel him out there one last time? You're like, let's get one more pop out of him.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't think he was like. I think he actually like legit got hurt. I'm not buying into the. He was already pre-hurt, and they still let him go out because of the bets and all that kind of thing.
No, I don't think any of that. But
no, I don't think it's that, but I definitely think it was a money grab. Like,
I mean, he was fighting Max Holloway. He's kind of been like, I love him, but he's on the downside too. So it wasn't like they try to throw him in there like for a championship fight or something like that. The 2 old guys let him have at it. It would have been a good fight. But all the people that lost money, 14 seconds, crazy. I think he hurt his knee taking off his sneaker. You see when he was taking off his they come to the ring, they got like sneakers on, and kind of like he had them tied, so we kind of like did the old like step on the heel. And then when he went to go like for the right leg, he kind of like looked like he was having a hard time getting the sneaker off. And after they kind of pulled it off, he kind of like did like the half stumble, like the half step back.
Grimace.
Yeah, so I don't know if he heard it in there and tried pulling out that BS freaking spin kick right off the rip. But yeah, that's tough to stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning for that to happen.
Yep, that's that's back in the day with Mike Tyson with all his fights with you stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning to see the fight because they're always in Vegas and the time difference and shit. And then the fight lasted like 20 seconds.
Hey, I'll never forget Tom. Never missed one of those Tyson fights. Saw them all. And the time that he lost to Buster Douglas, we were at Lupo's and people all of a sudden people were like, hey, Mike Tyson lost, and it was like, the one time I don't watch the fight, he freaking lost. That was like pre-internet too, so it was like you had to go home and try to catch it on SportsCenter
and they don't
see what happened.
Photographs of it because it was still on.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
And of course it happened to Japan on top of it, so it was even more delayed.
Yeah.
Right.
The photos were always from the Associated Press.
Yep.
The good old days.
Tom, you have anything?
That's all I got.
All right, let's do in honor of Brad, let's do some tinfoil hat.
All righty. This week's episode of Tinfoil Hat is brought to you by RC Custom Cards. Do you collect cards? Do you want something truly unique in your hands? RC Custom Cards turns ordinary cards into extraordinary custom designed trading cards created just for you. Whether you're celebrating a milestone, honoring a team or friend, or building a one-of-a-kind collection, RC Custom Cards crafts premium personalized cards built to impress. Great quality, great design, and 100% custom, made for collectors, fans, and anyone who wants something special. Are you ready to elevate your collection? Head to rccustomcards.com and see what you can create. Tell them you heard it on the 1973 podcast.
Tom, you want to wrap up this episode?
Do it.
Okay, go ahead. What do you got?
What? Oh, we giving shout outs?
Yep.
You didn't give me a lead in on this one.
Well, Tom,
right.
Ed, you got something?
We're all over the place here, man. Tom, you gonna go first or what?
I'll go first. I'll give a shout out to old friend of the podcast, Andre Lacroix. I just finished his book this past week. Great read. If you ever get a chance, buy the book. Great read, great stories in it. I really, really enjoyed it.
That is a great book. He does a nice job in that book for sure. And I just started George Pazal's book, and it's actually very good, very much along the same lines as Andre's book as well. Very, very entertaining so far.
Is that your shout out, Ed?
That's my shout out.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Shaggy, what book are you reading this week?
I finished the Odyssey. It took me like 9 weeks. I finished the Odyssey. It's
Nice.
been a while since I read it. Ready for the watch the movie now.
Yep. And a shout out.
Oh, shout out to the
That
Odyssey.
was a brag. That wasn't even a shout out. I just read a book.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Shout
just
out to the
read the book.
Odyssey. Way to hold up over time.
This has been your 1973 podcast book of the week review. Fiona, what book did you just finish? Let's start.
Spider-Man.
I'll tell you what. I didn't read no books, but I got some YouTube videos to watch about Tom Hanks.
I'll send you something. You got a shout
You're
out?
allowed to?
Yeah, I'll shout out. Let's see. I'll shout out the youngest son, who the other day says to me, "Father, I can go sub in tonight for some men's league. You think I'll be good just wearing the half shield, or should I put the cage back on the helmet?" I'm like, "You might want to put the cage on." I say, "You got a lot. You never know. You don't know who you're skating against." Yeah, all right. Phone bring picture, ear like this hanging off. Bad choice.
Welcome to adulthood.
Welcome to men's league. Now, and on top of it, Tom, you'll never believe that this was my son. I'm like, just get hit with a stick. No, went down to block a shot.
Whoa.
And took it in the ear.
In men's league?
In men's league. I'm like, son,
Rule number one.
what are you winning when this game's over?
Yeah.
First off, what are you doing in the defensive zone? Don't score no goals over there.
At best, they pay you in beers. You're not winning that much block and shot.
Oh my God.
Please.
So the shout out this week is, where the hell is Brad? Guy calls me about 10 minutes before the show starts. He's on the boat all day. Got vertigo, seasick, the bends, whatever it is. Guy was in the military. You know, he wasn't storming the beaches of Normandy.
I hope he's not with Wilson.
He's no Wilson. So from the fellas on the podcast, we're coming up on episode number 180. Just ball keeps rolling, and next stop 200. So let's go, fellas.
Arriba.
Arriba.
I do rules.